I've got a story, if that's okay. And it's not SCA, but I think you'll like it. I submitted it recently to a journal. Okay? It's called The Crystal Epiphany. Okay? There are always points in your life when you have epiphanies. Let's face it. You know what you want to take in college. That's an epiphany.
Yes.
You know who you fall in love with. That's an epiphany, and an epiphany, and an epiphany, and an epiphany. You know who you're not in love with, and that's an epiphany. But there are some epiphanies that when you have them, it crystallizes what you've been fighting for most of your life. Okay? Well, last year, a friend of mine died. His name was David. And David was an amazing guy. He really was. He was always full of laughter. Everybody loved being around him. He was in the Marines for almost 30 years. And when he left the Marines, he found the love of his life. And he and his husband settled down in Indianapolis. But he also came back to Indianapolis to help run his father's restaurant, Ralph's Great Divide. And he helped his dad run it for years. And once his dad passed, he ran it for another dozen years. And he was an amazing guy. Everybody loved him. But when he passed, it caused an epiphany. Because here we are in the church, and people are saying great things about him, telling the stories, and then it comes time for the honor guard, Marine honor guard, to walk his ashes into the crypt and place them. And they did. And then they came through and folded the flag, and they gave it to his husband. And at that moment, I had a crystal epiphany, I call it. Because it fundamentally, it made things I'd been working for most of my life valid. Because I've been out since I was 21. And openly gay. And I've marched. And I've protested. I got to see that bitch, Anita Bryant, pied. And if you don't know who she is, don't look her up because she deserves to be in the ash bin of history. Okay? I've been arrested for protesting. But I've kept it up. And what people don't realize, I have millennials these days going, well, it couldn't have been that bad. Okay? When I came out originally, the bars didn't have signs because they didn't want their patrons mugged. I got mugged in a parking lot once. Of course, the drag queen beat the guy up, but I got mugged. They didn't have windows. They only started having windows about 10 years ago because people would drive by and shoot them out. There were laws that said I could get arrested for holding hands with my husband in public. And we marched, and we protested, and we showed who we truly are. And then they gave the flag to his husband. They gave the flag to his husband. And at that moment, everything just crystallized. And that was my epiphany.